Early mornings, not my thing. I got like 5 hours of sleep. I saw you were still running.
Yeah.
You know,
You were running?
I had to go out for like a multiple. Well, I had a podcast last night at 7, and then after that, I went out and ran some more.
Did you run from there to here?
If I had time, I would have.
Jesus Christ. I have so many questions about running, but welcome. Welcome to the Hard Reset Podcast. I am your hostess with the mostest lore. I'm 7 foot tall. I'm not. Across from me is my beautiful, thick, voluptuous, beautiful bubblegum Baddie.
Keep going. No, I want a little bit more.
I
want
have
more
nothing left
to hear.
for you. Baddie is
Morning person.
He's wider than he is tall, and he's not a morning person. He's the other co-host for the podcast, and then we have
The other yeah, that's fine.
Anthony is here as well.
This mug.
This is so cute. I'm guessing this is
Mine.
not yours.
No,
it is yours.
It is my mug.
I have nothing
They're
nice to say
adorable.
about
It is
Anthony this
Okay,
morning.
that's fine.
We're joined today by Andy GLAZE.
That's me.
Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause. Everybody clap. You clap too.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Well, I have a button. I don't know which one.
You have a
it is.
button,
I'm not
just a
gonna, I'm not gonna
soundboard?
fucking touch any
Starts
of them.
playing salsa music. Yeah.
Well, let me just make sure our guest is unmuted today. Yeah, we're good.
We're going to sync
That's
audio.
good. I can talk really loud too.
Done. There we go.
Give it a
Beautiful.
quick clap.
Yeah, just a little clap. Woo,
Perfect.
round of applause. Thank you. No, we're the best. This is how it's the only way we're gonna get any kind of applause here.
Perfect.
Our production value is horrible. But no.
Where can everyone find you?
I'm on Instagram at IamBannd and TikTok at GLAZE Runs.
Perfect. And what is this?
This is my new book, Smile or You're Doing It Wrong, and it just released this week. So
You've been
exciting.
doing a bit of a book tour.
Yeah,
Signing book tour.
Just starting it. I signed it. Austin will be my first place where I'm like signing books, but I released it last week during my 300-mile run.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And it's called Smile or You're Doing It Wrong.
Yeah, that's sort of my mantra.
Yeah.
That I started long time ago, and it's awesome. It blossomed into this huge thing where, I just originally just put it into like Instagram captions, and now everybody knows me by it. So
That's great. And down here it says a journey from rock bottom to redemption. I want to hear more about kind of that story arc, right? Because all I know about Andy GLAZE is that, and my favorite part of your content being come run 300 miles with or come run the Cocodona, whatever.
See,
and
the best part, and I've been waiting to say this entire time, my favorite, and I mean my absolute favorite bit of your content, because I find it all the time. So when Scotty said you were coming by, I geeked a little. It is like we're on mile 289. I've been hallucinating for 14 hours. I slept 10 minutes over the last 5 hours. But there's an aid station about 15 miles, so we're going to get there.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah, it's on brand right there.
It's beautiful. I
the
love it.
hallucinations. I'll ask more about in a while, but that is one of my favorite things. Is seeing the camaraderie on the trail as well as some of those things. But tell me about the rock bottom part of this journey. I'm gonna read your book.
Yeah. Well, just came out, so
Yeah.
I'll give you.
We just got it.
I'm gonna get into it. Yeah, literally just handed
You
it
haven't
to
read
me.
it in the last 3 minutes. I mean, so when I was young, I was a bad kid, and did a lot of drugs. And I think the rock bottom for me was I got really into meth at a young age, like 14, 15 years old. So I came from an area of California where there were a lot of like biker gangs and stuff. So, meth was kind of like the drug that was coming across Mexico, and it was very easy to get. And so that took me out pretty quick. And
Did you still get some? Not for me. It's
well,
just
I mean,
Asking for a friend.
I'm sure it's
poor
still,
Anthony here is having a real hard time.
the Hells Angels still have a biker club
There's
out
a
there.
foothold.
So yeah. And so that happened at a young age, and I basically got sent away to various institutional like learning facilities, therapeutic boarding schools, and also I did the whole Wilderness Academy thing where they sent us out into the woods for like 90 days and hiked us around. Back, and this is I'm in my 40s, so this is back when kids were dying and there was not.
Yeah, I've heard horror stories.
Oh
about
yeah,
that stuff,
yeah. I mean, people were literally dying because in Utah at the time the laws were very relaxed.
Yeah,
So and kids didn't have a lot of rights. So did a lot of like horrible
Still
things.
don't. They don't. You know, still don't.
There was some congressional like investigations,
Yeah.
and I think they've changed it a bit. But yeah, so my youth was a bit rocky, and then the book is really has a lot to. I make a lot of mistakes in my life, and I just basically document. Hey, things were going well, and then they were going terrible, and then I turned it around, and just sort of trying to show people that no matter where you are in life, you're always going to make mistakes, and then the important thing is to like bounce back from those mistakes.
I think that resonates with a lot of people in this room as well as in the audience because I mean you can be on cloud 9, but then you fly a little too close to the sun,
right? Yeah, and then your wings melt. You know,
yeah, exactly, exactly. I have a tattoo of Icarus for that very reason. But so
I had an amazing Icarus like part of the book, and the editor took it out. It was like literally about how my wings melted. And,
damn you.
Yeah, I know. Damn you, editor. It was like I was like, they're like, people aren't going to understand this, and I'm like, well, okay, yeah, but
so you struggled with drug addiction, right? At a young age,
Yes.
You went through all these camps or institutional learning centers. I had a similar thing. I never tried meth or got into any type of hardcore drug. Probably because I had access problems. I mean,
Why is that?
my mom was a crackhead. And I had this thing when I was a young man. I was like, oh, addiction isn't a disease and it's a choice, and how dare you? And I've grown from that, I think, to addiction is a disease that you can be cured of, and you're always in recovery from.
yeah,
right?
yeah, I would say, yeah. I mean, and then I got, I was sober, went to college, everything was good. Then I got out of college, started smoking weed again, and then that.
It's a gateway.
Yeah. I mean, well, and then it just, so I think in general, there's an arc of like going up and down, but
as his life constant.
So you get through some of these ups and downs. You get through some of the arcs. What did you go to college for?
business.
Okay.
But yeah, and not really my choice. My dad was a businessman, and he told me if you become a business major, like I'll pay for college. So I was like,
okay.
I mean, it was like,
it is.
yeah, and it's in hindsight, it's been very helpful.
Sure. So you go from, I apologize.
Yeah,
you go from the ups and downs to college to business major, then fireman. How did you get to fireman?
So, I mean, that didn't happen until I was in my 30s. So
that's a young man's game.
After college, I was like a computer dork. So I did like network security and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like back in the
I know it well.
in the early 2000s. So that was sort of my game. Yeah, all the like Cisco routers and all the all that sort of fun old school stuff. And I just got really burnt out. Went through a divorce, and I was like, I need a change. And so I just started. My mom was a workers' comp person, so she was good at like taking people that got injured and then finding them new careers.
Okay.
And I was like, Mom, I don't want to do computers anymore. And so we just started going down this like rabbit hole of all these different careers. And sort of at the same time, my grandfather died, and he was a pediatrician. And when at his funeral, like 500 people showed up, and they all told stories about how, because my grandpa was like the old school where he'd show up at the house with the black bag, because he was older. And so, and they all told all these stories about how he had helped them. And I was like, you know what? Like, I need to find a job where I'm going to like give back and like make society better, and not just
bit of an impact,
not just fix printers and like, hey, did you restart the server? That sort of thing.
Did you unplug it? No, plug it back in. Wait, 10 seconds to plug it back in.
Yeah. And so that sort of got me into the whole like I looked at like being a PA and all these different things, but I had a bunch of friends that were firemen, and they're like, dude, we get paid to work out, and
that's true.
At the time I was like right around 30, and I was like physically like doing a lot of activities and was physically very fit. So not that I'm not physically fit now, but and when you're 30, you're like a stud. So, they basically convinced me, hey, this is what you need to do. I took some classes, liked it, and then just continued down that path.
So you have been in the fire service for a couple decades?
No, so I'm 48 and I got into it when I was in my early 30s. So I've like 15, 16 years.
That's still, I mean, that's close enough, brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was in the fire service for 2 fucking years.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't like
that.
it.
Yeah.
I didn't. This may be a bit of a hot take, pun intended. I don't like fighting fire, man. And I said that in the academy, which is ill-advised.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really love the medical side of it.
Yeah.
I loved being an EMT.
Yeah.
I loved like picking up Grandma Pootie off the bathroom floor at 2:00 in the morning because
That's the best.
who else is going to do it? You know what I mean? I liked. There's a scenario in which we changed a woman's shirt at a bus stop because she was in a wheelchair and she just couldn't do it. Like those stories are always funny at 3:00 in the morning, right? When somebody is shit,
especially when you pull the shirt off and maggots fall out or something like that. It's like.
Right, so like, fucking what? Oh yeah, it gets real weird out there.
That's
but
crazy.
like, I loved those kinds of calls, the medicals, the chest compressions, you know, the gore and stuff. But running into a burning building and being like, "Where are you at?" Like, I hated that. God, I hated that. It was horrible.
You should have been a truckie then, because truckies don't go in. You know, they're the ones that cutting holes on the roofs and stuff. Like, breaking the doors down.
You know, I was on an engine though.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, but again, I was a probie, and then I went to paramedic school, and then internet stuff happened, and I was like, "Fuck it," I quit.
Yeah.
But. So you stuck with it for over a decade.
Right.
You have impacted at least thousands of lives in that capacity.
I have.
And millions of lives on social media. Mine being one of them. So I want to say thank you for that. I've watched you for years, even before my social media stuff, before I even thought about making videos. What I loved about your stuff is like you're capable of doing hard shit, because watching you go into the trenches, dude, like where you're like in tears and you're in pain, and I can tell you want nothing more than to just stop moving your body.
Yeah.
Watching you just kind of grind through that is really fucking inspirational. I love watching that.
Well, thanks.
But I'm going to make fun of you a little bit.
Okay.
We're gonna say the nice thing.
It's all good. Yeah. Make fun of me.
Now here comes the other hand.
I'm a fireman. You know? We got thick skin.
Well, real quick, just to do our chores. Before we do that, if you want to hear more of the uncut, uncensored, crazy shit that wouldn't normally make it on YouTube, you can go see us on the Patreon, patreon.com/Hard Reset Podcast, otherwise known as the After Party, otherwise known as the Harder Reset, otherwise known as Anthony's Fuck Party if you're interested. It's a good time.
While we're doing this, click all the buttons here to support the channel. You don't have to, but it's a free way to support us. If you don't want to pay for the Patreon, I don't pay for it. But if you guys want, send this podcast episode to like 3 people right now. 2 people you like, 1 person you hate. Don't tell them which is which. It's one of my favorite games. And quick word from our sponsor, Faultline Fitness. If you want to work with coaches who give a shit about you and your future, not just how much you're going to pay them for their time, and coaches who have certifications such as a doctor of physical therapy or licensed nutritionists and dietitians who are always available to speak with you on live calls, with community engagement events, custom programming for your workouts, nutritional guidelines, and a custom app with a mini game built into it to make it fun, and a barcode scanner for your food log. Check it out, faultlinefitness.com. Use code HARDRESET. Let them know we sent you for 50% off your first month. Okay, love you. Bye. So
that was impressive. Wow.
Every time you're getting better. He's getting better and better. Worse at everything.
I'm signing up. I'm invested in that.
So what was it about? I mean, I guess we can call it ultramarathons.
Yeah.
Right? That's the term?
Yeah.
What was it about the ultramarathons? How did you get into this? How did you become the guy?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because there's people out. I mean,
I guess
look,
that's the question.
you're a
What
great
the
reporter.
fuck?
How did I say that to myself all the time. Like, how am I the fucking the face of ultramarathon?
Yeah.
But Andy, there's guys out there like Goggins, right?
Yeah.
Who are like, stay hard, who's going to carry the boats or whatever. Yeah, I find that a little corny because he's derogatory in the way that he motivates people. There's a time and place for it. But the way that you do it is like, okay, it's going to suck, but we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and I think Goggins talks to like I'm Gen X. I'm an old dude.
Sure.
And like that's how our dads talk to us, you know, like don't be a fucking pussy, you know? And it's like that works on me.
Yeah.
But I think with the newer generation, it doesn't work on that.
No.
Right? And it's like I'm a leader. So I'm a fire chief. I'm beyond like just a firefighter. And it's like I have to respect my authority. I have to like motivate a new generation, and you have to like think about what motivates them, right? And it's not yelling at them. You know, it's encouragement. It's, you know, telling them they do a good job.
Yeah.
Whereas my generation, like, you know, you don't
Beat
give
them
us
into the ground.
Yeah,
Oh,
don't tell
Yeah.
us anything positive. Don't give us any positive reinforcement.
Today's generation needs to hear together. We're doing it together.
Well, and they need to hear that they're doing a good job. You know,
Yeah.
and that's and I think, you know, that's okay. Like if you want to be a good leader, you have to look at who your audience is, and then you have to, you know, speak to them.
Well, that was
Yeah,
100% my issue. Is that I was a fireman in Tulsa, Oklahoma,
Yeah.
which is a very like bravado,
Sure.
like career field, also a very bravado like community. And I struggled with the like, all right, you fucking pussy. Like,
Yeah.
that wasn't motivating to me.
No, no,
so
it's like-
I needed like the fire captain to be like, you're enough.
Yeah.
You know, but it never happened. So maybe I'm a little too soft for the fire service. That's definitely true. But you going from where you came from to getting into the fire service, now a fire chief, that's fucking awesome, dude. That's incredible. That's such an incredible trajectory. The only thing above that is like deputy.
Well, no,
chief.
so
The president.
I'm a battalion chief, and then there's deputy or
Sure,
whatever,
sure.
and then
Yeah.
the fire chief, which is just a politician.
Yes.
Which I don't want to, you know, I
No,
don't want to be
you're
a
good.
Yeah, I'm good.
But
yeah.
what was it about running that like you were like, okay, I'm gonna just put shoes on and run a mile, and then you Forrest Gumped that shit into the Cocodona?
Yeah, I mean, I ran for years before it became the ultra running thing. I got really into like Tough Mudders for a
Okay,
while.
yeah,
there. You
I
know,
like
the
those.
obstacle,
Spartan races,
yeah,
yeah.
obstacle
Like-
course.
Oh, okay.
Because you know, being a firefighter, we do a lot of these
Weird
workouts
movements.
where it's like you throw a ladder and then you pull a hose and
Yeah.
then you run upstairs
Yeah.
and you do all, and it's kind of like simulating fireground activities, but we're all in our turnouts, breathing air, doing all this
I
stuff.
remember those workouts.
Yeah. So, you know, I was used to that sort of workout. So then you go do a Tough Mudder and it's like, you know, you're doing the monkey bars and then you're climbing over a wall.
And you're doing
and
it all without having the turnout gear on, so
Yeah.
it's easier.
It's easier, but like, but then you run like 13 miles during
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
I did one of those and like got really hooked.
Yeah.
And then they came out with a 24-hour Tough Mudder.
Ooh.
And so I was like, well,
Christ.
I'm going to have to run really far in 24 hours.
Yeah.
And so I did an ultra marathon to prepare for it.
That's insane.
And it was a terrible experience.
How far was this first ultra marathon?
It was just, it was 31 miles.
Yeah.
And it took me like almost 10 hours.
I just got tired.
Very,
My
very,
feet
Yeah.
hurt
Yeah,
listening
I-
right now.
Yeah.
So what I will do is I'll give credit to running.
Yeah.
It is great. It does beat the shit out of you. It's healthy until it's not. It's an addiction like any other.
Sure.
I came off of a knee surgery like 2 years ago, and I had just failed my driving test on the engine. And it was one of those things where like it was something that I wasn't taught and I didn't seek out the knowledge, so it was just kind of a fuck up. I was so upset. So and I was at home going through my books looking for the answer and it wasn't there. And they were like, "Oh, well, it's kind of like a word of mouth thing because it's not standardized, so we can't put it in a book." I was like, "Fuck!" I told my wife, I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go on a run. I'm angry." And I again, like probably 2 months off of a knee surgery on my right knee, and I strapped my shoes on. I was like, "I'll be back in an hour," and I just kind of like zoned out. And I got into that flow state that you find yourself in.
Yeah.
And I kind of just like came to after a while. I was at mile 13 and I was like, fuck. Because I
Yeah.
had never run a half marathon at that
Right,
point.
right.
I was like, that's kind of cool. And so like I enjoy running for that aspect, right? Because it is hard and you're capable of doing it. What was it that went from the 31 mile to now years later, you're doing 300?
Yeah. That's a good question.
okay
It was a long arc.
if you want to just admit you're
whoops.
crazy, that's
yeah,
fine.
I mean, I think, you know, I like doing progressively harder things. Like in the book, like I kind of have this thing where I talk about saying, like, what else can my body do? And
Yeah.
just sort of like, because I've done triathlons, Tough Mudders, like long distance bike races, like all these physical things. And it's just all, and I was huge into weightlifting for a while, lifted a lot of heavy weight, like just all this stuff where I'm like, what can my body do?
Yeah,
And then seeing what my body can do. And when it comes to ultra running, it just seems like they keep coming out with these longer and longer races, and it's like, well, can I do it? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Where's the line?
Yeah, where's the line? And you know, I do fail a lot. Like, there's a website called Ultra Sign Up where it like shows like your results, and like I have a ton of DNFs,
Yeah.
which stand for did not
not
finish.
finish.
And I have various reasons on why. Some are mental, some are physical, but like,
Sure.
The thing is though, like you did do the thing. Like the community, one of the communities that I find myself in is the combat sports community.
Yeah.
I enjoy jujitsu and Muay Thai and boxing. And you see a lot of those guys like, oh, I don't want to compete because what if I lose?
Yeah.
Right. I don't want to try because what if I fail?
Right.
Is one of the biggest stunters of growth possible.
100%.
So like the fact that you go out there and you fail just means you fucking tried it anyway.
I think, with ultra running, no matter if it's a 50 miler or a 300 miler, every time you stand on the line, there's a high chance you're going to fail.
Yeah.
And it could be like just you trip and fall and hurt yourself, or it could be like you get dehydrated, or there's 1,000 reasons.
A misstep means a lot more on mile 200 than it did on
does.
when you're doing 10.
Anytime you're setting yourself up for that, there's like you could fail, and that's scary, right? And everyone gets scared and nervous. Even I do. Like no matter what the race distance is, I'm always scared. And I, like you said, like that's where you grow. When you're fearful and you think like, the lot's on the line and you could definitely fail. That's the sweet spot.
Yeah.
So.
And seeing the camaraderie on the trail that you have with a lot of the guys that are kind of reoccurring characters on your platform, some of them experience DNF.
Oh yeah.
And it's an emotional experience.
Yeah.
You guys get to aid station number fucking 82 or whatever, and you guys are out there in the thick of it, and you just can't anymore. That's heart-wrenching.
And it can go both ways. I mean, I've been there too, where I'm lying there quitting and my buddies are going on. There's not a lot of us mentally crazy people. So, it is
everybody.
I know everybody. Small.
Not a lot of 300 milers.
It's big, but it's also very small, So, yeah.
Have you heard of the Death by 5K?
No.
So this is something that I wanted to do last year. Couldn't find the time to fit it into like training schedules and travels and stuff. But it's a 5K every, I believe, 2 hours.
Okay.
For 24 hours.
Okay.
That sounds miserable.
Well,
right?
like Goggins has that, 4x48?
Yeah.
What is it, like you run 4 miles every 4 hours for 48, something like that. I think, don't quote me on that.
It's just a mental game.
Yeah.
Because when I was in the paramedic class, and I'm gonna be like, tell me I'm good at running. When I was in my paramedic class, I was not locked into my studies at all. And everything else was more important. And this is one of the things that I had to check my ego on, because I realized I joined the fire department for a T-shirt. You know what I mean?
Cool T-shirt.
It's a cool T-shirt, but I didn't join it because I grew up chasing fire trucks.
Yeah.
And so I was very I was very like, oh, it right now is about me. I've had to grow from that, but every day at lunch I would run a 5K. And then I would like slam a salad and 2 chicken breasts, and I was absolutely dick skin shredded, just shreddy Krueger. But my 5K time was like 21 minutes on average, and I was like hauling ass for me. And then I get back, and it's at a community college, so there's no showers, and I'm just standing in the bathroom, just like fucking like dapping myself dry, with toilet
wipes,
paper,
wet wipes,
never planned for it. Which brings me to the next thing. You have a ton of experience in putting miles on your feet, right? And on your body. What are some of the I can't live without pieces of gear that get you through hundreds and hundreds of miles?
I mean, the first would be like just really good pair of shoes.
What are your really good pair
So
of shoes?
I use like Hoka, Cliftons, and Challengers, but it doesn't matter what I use because everybody's foot is different. Everybody's gait is different. I always just encourage people to
put
them
away.
Yeah,
Save it for the
away.
Don't make me bust mine out because mine are the grossest thing ever.
Oh, I've seen them.
Yeah, but hundreds of millions of people have seen them. My feet, I think, are more famous than me, because they're so gross.
Check us out on Feet Finder.
No.
Yeah, I think, I always encourage people to go to a running store. A lot of those like high-end running stores will watch you run.
Yeah.
Sometimes videotape you. They'll make you stand on one of those machines, and they'll find, because sometimes people strike their feet like this, sometimes like this, sometimes like this, and depending on how your foot strikes, you need a different shoe.
I run with Asics.
Yeah, I mean, but even within Asics, there's Asics for pronation, supination, neutral, like. And
there's so much more to this than I
yeah,
knew.
Oh
yeah,
dude! I thought I have some Adidas Ultra Boost and I'm fine.
Right. I mean, but everybody.
I run in Converse.
I used to run in Vans,
Yeah, I did that a lot.
I have a picture of me in like when I'm like 10 years old running like a 5K and I'm literally in slip-on Vans. You know,
it's like the flattest shoe in the world.
Flattest,
Jesus, yeah.
So it starts like the gear obviously starts from the ground up.
Yeah.
Right. So you've got the shoes.
Yeah.
And you go through like 3 pairs of shoes in a race.
Well, so sometimes I do. I mean, this last one I did because there was a paved section, but normally I just keep the same shoe on the whole time. But I go through 20 something pairs a year.
That's insane.
So yeah, it's a very expensive sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I run like 6,000 to 8,000 miles a year.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's more than most people put on their cars.
Well, what's crazy is like I've rucked a lot. I've ran not as much as you, but
Most
like
people
I've done charity
Weird.
events.
Weird.
I've done charity events where it included ruck marching, or I've done the half marathon, and I wake up the next morning from that, and then the following 2 weeks, and my body's just fucked. And I'm sure you get used to it after a while. But I remember waking up after running a half marathon, and my feet felt like they were broken.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm not David Goggins. I'm not going to duct tape them and move on.
Right,
But
right.
the following days after your 300 miler, I saw the videos of you doing red light therapy on your rock of a foot.
Yeah, big swollen feet. Yeah.
And-
Sometimes I can't get them into the shoes.
And I see now, even still days after this, you're running 12 miles, 10
Right,
miles,
yeah.
8 miles.
You got to beat him back into submission.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think, you gotta, it's active recovery on some level that you gotta keep moving. If you stop, then that's when everything kind of seizes up on you.
Yeah.
And although the first mile or so is very like painful, your body adjusts pretty quickly.
I want to know, what do you tell yourself when you're on that trail, when you're in that aid station and you're not comfortable, but you're not out there?
Yeah.
Do you have a phrase? Do you have a mindset, something that gets you off that cot, off the ground, out of the chair, back on the feet, back on the trail?
I mean, I always just think about, the finish line. I have visualized that finish line, and I visualize myself crossing it, and I realize if I'm not moving forward, then I'm not going to get there.
Yeah.
And I have like an intense visualization of just me finishing the race. Like I start with that visualization at the start line. I immediately I'm thinking of myself finishing. I'm thinking of myself crossing the finish line.
He already spoiled the story for himself, so I was like, I got to get there now.
Yeah, well, I think visualization is important.
powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it just depends. I mean, sometimes I do take a good moment at the aid stations to put myself back together, and you have to, like, with all the experience I have, you have to know where that line is between taking too much time and then not taking enough time, because you're out there in the elements, in the mountains by yourself, or whatever, and then you get to that aid station. Sometimes you really do need to take in a bunch of calories and do all the things, and if you rush it and then go back out, you might have a really bad experience out there. So
Where is this at in the country? Or is it just
all over?
they're all over. I've done them in Europe and China and Japan.
I'm over here like, have you ever done it in Arizona? And you're just like, so China, and I'm like, all right.
The one I just did was in Arizona.
Okay,
it
that's
was
cool.
like, it started in Phoenix and basically ran to the Mexican border.
Okay,
So
no,
pretty
because
far.
Phoenix to Nogales is a doable distance
Yeah.
on foot.
Yeah, it was basically Nogales. Yeah,
This guy's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then in a few weeks, I'm doing one where you kind of start in Phoenix and run to Flagstaff, which is only 250 miles.
Oh.
So, yeah. But it's all uphill.
Uphill the whole way.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So before we move on from this, I want to hear the rest of, like, because you have a lot of races planned.
I do, yeah.
I want to hear some of these races that are coming up for you for the rest of the 2026.
Yeah, so Cocodona, that's like the big
Just a fun name.
ultra. Yeah.
Cocodona.
It,
Sounds like a coffee.
I think it has something to do with like the forest is called like I'm not going to get it right, but it has something to do with that. It's like Arizona and Cocodonino or something.
Cocodonuts.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I call it Coke and Donuts because my captions messed up one day.
Yeah.
And
that's
called
just
it
it now?
the Coke Donut 250. And then literally went so viral that the race director made a Coke Donut shirt. And now, like, that's all I just call it is the Coke Donut.
That's
And they have Coke and Donuts at the aid stations. It's like a big thing. But this year it's going to be huge. They do like a live stream 24/7 the whole race.
Yeah.
And they have like live commentary. You can watch it all on YouTube. And I think Goggins is going to be there, which anytime he shows up at a race,
people
it's
lose their
like,
shit.
it's insane.
Yeah.
So, but it's like some of the best ultra runners in the world are going to come out and compete. So that's like a big deal. That's in a few weeks. And then after that, I'm going to the UK to do a race called the Spine, which is super, super hard. It's
Sounds painful.
It's 268 miles, and there's only 5 aid stations.
Holy fuck.
And you have to do it uncrewed and unsupported. So, and you have to self-navigate.
Oh
So,
my God.
yeah. And so you have like aid stations like 50 to 60 miles. So, and it's through bogs.
Yeah.
So it's like swampy, like
Self-navigating. Are you allowed GPS? Are you out there-
I'll have the map in my
Brothers
watch.
out here
Yeah.
fucking Sacagawea.
But like most races will have like flagging and stuff on the trails.
There's something that'll mark where you're going.
So I mean, but this will be like no flagging or anything like that. Wow. And I've never raced in the UK, so it's like you run from England to Scotland on some trail that is ancient. And, and yeah,
I feel so fucking privileged. I play a video game on very hard difficulty with 5 save stations.
Just
try to equate it to what you go through. And I'm like, wow, this sucked.
Yeah, that was hard.
Bruh.
So
he's a horse.
Can I ask, how old were you when you started the ultramarathon game?
So let's see. I guess I was like 30, probably like 34.
Yeah,
something like
so
that.
just a little bit older than I am now. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna catch up to you.
Younger
I
than I am now.
I didn't even know they existed until I was in my 30s.
That's
which I think's cool because I'm big on TikTok, and TikTok's a very younger generation that follows, and so I have all these cross country kids and all these kids that are like 13, 14, 15 that now know about ultra running that I didn't know about it when I was that age, and so I'm introducing a whole new generation to this crazy sport.
I feel like because I've heard of ultra marathons and stuff before, but I always thought it was like, they're doing like 60 miles, 90 miles.
Yeah, they are. Some of them are.
So, 200 plus on average. How many 200 plus are you doing?
I haven't done that many. I've done 5 years of Cocodona in a row, so that's at least 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you get like
It's just
you do a lot of training for this? You do a lot of
Yeah.
running for these things, obviously. I mean, I've seen, like I said recently, just even after the 300 milers or the 300 miler you pulled off, you're out here running 10 miles.
Yeah.
You get out there, strap on your shoes, do the whole thing. What's the least amount of miles you're going to run for a training session?
Before I came here, I just ran 2 miles just because I only had time for 2 miles. So I just went out and ran 2 miles. I mean, when you run as much as I do, it's just like, and I'm busy. I'm a dad. I have kids. Job, all the things. So it's like whatever I can reach in and like grab, I'll do it. If it's even a mile, like sometimes like in the airport, I'll run a mile. Like just in the airport, between flights.
Well,
just to get it in.
A lot of people
relay race between gates.
Well, hold on. A lot of people when they hear that you run a mile, they think that you're out there just fucking.
No.
The average pace you run is.
I mean, it's slow. Like I a lot of times, like my miles are like between 10 and 12 minutes.
Exactly.
And it's like zone 2.
Yeah.
And I'm just in chill mode. You know?
So and I wanted to stress that because one of my favorite things that I've seen on the internet is that. A 7-minute mile and a 20-minute mile is still a fucking mile.
Yeah.
So
I'm big on don't pace shame.
Yeah.
Because I think, running, we've all grown up running, and it's like the only thing people care about is your pace. That's like, well, how fast did you? How fast were you running? And it's like we're conditioned to like think that way. And so I've tried to like really shift the mindset into how about you just go have fun?
Yeah.
Like, and don't even care about how fast you go. Just make it an enjoyable experience.
Right.
And if you had fun doing it, then who cares if it was a 14-minute mile or an 8-minute mile?
Yeah.
That's why I preferred cross country over track when I was in high school. Because track was always, how quickly can you do this very short? Like, no, I want to run the whole fucking neighborhood if I can.
Yeah.
Because at least I could do it.
You were into computers for a time.
Yes.
Did you ever get into gaming? I know you're in your 40s.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't. Like, I don't really have a lot of free time, but like when I was younger,
brothers out there with a Game Boy.
I was a pretty big gamer. Yeah. Like I think in the book I talk about how my freshman year of college I almost dropped out because I was so into Diablo when it came out.
Now we're talking.
I couldn't.
Now you're in our wheelhouse. We get you now.
Yeah. Well, it was like that was revolutionary when it came out. You know, and I was really really into Diablo, and then. I definitely, when Fallout first came out, I played a lot of Fallout too, and I just
like
love
top down, like because you said
1 and
Diablo,
2.
so Fallout 1 and 2 top down,
the original ones,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because I'm older, but like I love the storyline of Fallout. I mean, I tried like when it came, like the newer versions came out, I tried to get my son into it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but he wasn't into it. I'm like, this is the best. I bought it for him and everything. I didn't have time to play it, but I just wanted him to play it. Just because I wanted him to like get into the storyline, you know, and everything. But I mean, I grew up, I can remember like my parents got divorced when I was like 8, and my dad bought me a Nintendo just a straight Nintendo, and that became my obsession, you know, for a very long time. You know, that's how I hid my emotions and like, you know, coping and everything. And, you know, I can remember, you know, moving on into LAN parties when like when like we first started networking computers, and we used to make our own 10-base-T wiring, and then like we'd all go to each other's houses and set up a LAN party and play.
Yeah, that one shitty monitor you drag in
the fucking 40 pounds, you know, and it's like a 14-inch monitor.
It's
you know,
that picture of the one guy's duct taped to the ceiling doing one of these things.
Yeah. I mean, you know, all the things. I can remember playing Doom, and, you know, you know, Wolfenstein 3D, killing Nazis, you know, like the whole thing. So, yeah, I was a huge, obviously, because I was into computers, but a huge gamer.
That's awesome.
And then, you know, basically the last, I don't know, like 10 years, just because I've been so busy and running. I don't even watch TV anymore, to be honest. Like, I just don't, I had to like shed the things.
Yeah.
I do play a little like couple time wasting games on my phone, you know, like
as we all have
Clash of Clans and stuff like that.
No,
But,
they're
like,
running simulators.
Yeah,
You're just going like this.
He's just tapping.
yeah. My son and I play. God, what is it called? I'm gonna forget it, but we play like some like Royal Rush or some like one of those little like time wasting games, and
I played Block Blast.
He kicks my butt, and I'm like, I get so frustrated. And I'm like, he should not be able to beat me, you know. But like, you know,
I was there when the codes were written for this shit. Yeah,
exactly.
You've got such a competitive spirit. I really enjoy that about you.
Well, yeah. I don't want my son to be able to beat me.
Not yet. I'm not ready to lose.
He's 15, and I'm like, this is some BS.
No, you said that you know, you're of the older generation that came from like you're a fucking pussy, whatever. But you and I briefly spoke about mental health the other day.
Yeah.
So going from that type of generation to that type of motivation and understanding that mental health is still something that's super important to you is kind of a really strange duality.
It is.
So where did you kind of find yourself on that track of like taking your mental health seriously and being kind of an advocate or a proponent of that?
I mean, I think part of it was just I went to a couple seminars because I was a union president for like 10 years, and California professional firefighters, they make mental health like a really important message. And so I went to a couple seminars, and I listened to a couple people talk, and started really like internalizing it and thinking about it, and thinking about my members and like, you know, my brothers and whatnot. And as my platform got bigger, I decided that I was going to like, you know, start using it to talk about mental health.
Yeah.
In the beginning, it was just like, well, I think my first mental health video, like we had like a horrible suicide that I had gone on, and I just did like a video where I was like, you know, hey, you know, if you're struggling, you know, like, and reach out. And then I gave like all these resources and stuff like that. Because we see a lot of people in mental health crisis as all. And then that sort of started morphing into like thinking about it from like a firefighter perspective, because as I learned about it and educated myself on it, I started realizing like, dang, I have PTSD too. You know, it's like, because as a Gen Xer and alpha male and all these things, you don't let yourself like feel that sort of stuff.
There's a lot of gatekeeping for PTSD these days.
Yeah, well, and I mean, you know, you have the symptoms, but you don't attribute them to like, oh, maybe this is because of years and years of seeing horrible things. You know, it's like, oh, I don't sleep well. Oh, I have nightmares. Oh, I
must be a pussy.
Yeah, I have hypervigilance. You know, like
go run.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, and I have found ways to positively deal with it that aren't drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
You know, and so I was sort of just coping with it on my own and just, you know, dealing with it on my own. But as I educated myself on it and talked to more and more people about it, I just decided like, you know, this could be something I could like push out as a leader to say, hey, you know, here I am. I have this huge platform, whatever. I struggle too.
Yeah.
And I mean, the responses have been, you know, really, really positive. And I know just based on, messages alone that I've helped a lot of other firefighters, police, military, because unfortunately at the top, we still have a lot of Gen Xers in charge of fire departments, police departments, military, and they're still of that mindset of like, don't be a pussy.
Yeah.
And so, I think, even my fire chief doesn't necessarily like believe in it, and so you still have to, you have to play those games with the upper, echelon of leadership, and it's hard.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
It's difficult to do, to be a positive voice while you're struggling.
Yeah.
Especially when you're receiving pushback from those things. It's something that I'll say I'm proud of you for, and I also look up to you for. It's really cool.
It's very hard. I mean, it's hard because I still have that like reaction in my brain, and I was like telling my therapist this, like, I feel like a pussy talking about it. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like I shouldn't feel that way because
But
I know that
been
it's
drilled into you for so long.
I know that it's
Yeah.
not right, but I'm like, man, I feel weak admitting that like I'm struggling.
I love my therapist. She told me that one of my biggest crosses to bear is that I'm incredibly self-aware, and so I second guess my own emotions constantly. I'm like, oh, I'm very upset about this. Well, maybe it's because of this, and I try to dissect my own thought processes and diagnose myself. And she's like, can you fucking let me do my job?
Well, your survival instinct kicks in because us as individual entities in this world, we're like, nope, if we don't help ourselves, we're fucked.
Right.
Yeah, I try to speed run everything. So I'm like, I'm going to speed run therapy, and that's just not how that shit works.
No, it's so
But
slow.
slow and steady wins the race, pun intended. So,
It is.
So your next race is back in Arizona?
Yeah, it's back in Arizona.
And when is this happening?
4th of May.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Where are you starting?
It's in Black Canyon Hills, which is just north of Phoenix. Yeah.
So you got a little less than a month to prepare for that.
Yeah.
What are you doing to prepare for it? Do you stay ready? Do you get ready?
I stay ready. Yeah, I mean,
brother.
Well, I have this horrible run streak where I've run over 100 miles every week for 317 weeks.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So, that kind of keeps me ready.
You have a little motivation there. You're like, I can't break the streak.
My volume is pretty high already, but and then, running the 300 miler, that kind of got me ready too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be like just, dialing back in the gear. We have these drop bags. So like aid stations are every 15 to 20 miles. And then I'll have a drop bag like at those aid stations. They'll have things that I need. And then they'll have food and water at the aid stations.
So you pack these drop bags?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
So it's like I have to get, there's a logistical.
There's a little motivational message in each one too.
I didn't-
Hopefully,
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that. I thought for some reason, and maybe it's just ignorance, that like Chick-fil-A sponsored like aid station number 3.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A drop back does sound kind of great though.
Yeah.
I mean, ultra running is, I always say it's like running from restaurant to restaurant.
Wow.
So
okay.
the aid stations a lot of times are pretty amazing. Like you'll show up and they'll have burgers and bacon and like all this just amazing food. Like in the mornings they'll have pancakes and hash browns.
I just drive up to one of these. I don't need to run there, right? Can I
And
just
so
be-
you eat all this amazing food and then it's like, all right, 20 miles to the next restaurant, and then you run to the next
Wow.
restaurant. So
I imagine all these aid station do they call them workers or
a lot of times they're volunteers.
volunteers?
Yeah.
They're out there for the love of the game.
They are, and
That's crazy.
sometimes some of the race directors will give them like race credits if they volunteer.
Okay.
So it's like, hey, you come volunteer and then you can run our races for
that makes
free.
sense.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so they get a little something. Some are paid. I mean, it just depends. A lot of times they'll have a captain of each aid station. The captain will get paid, and then he'll have like volunteers that will like help out, and they'll fill your water bottles. They'll kind of do whatever you need to do, but a lot of them will have hot food, soups and like. So you show up and there'll be like a menu, like a lot of times, and it'll like, be like, what do I want?
Got to be the best tasting food you have ever had every time, right?
Especially when it's like, pasta. I mean, there's just so many tacos, like so many good food.
Well, I imagine that the taste is enhanced because he's fucking drained and he's like,
Yeah.
pasta sounds amazing right now.
Right. I mean, even like when I raced in Japan, they had Yoshimoto, like the noodle, like fast food place that we have here, but it was like real
shit.
Japan's version,
Yeah.
and it was quite good. And then I don't eat it, but like I did a ultra in Wyoming where they had McDonald's.
Insane.
So it was like an out and back. So you got to this one aid station, and they had like burgers and fries and stuff, and then you ran all the way back, and then got there at like mile 70. It's the morning time, and they had hash browns and egg McMuffins. And people,
After we leave, we're gonna go. I mean,
McDonald's hash browns hit different.
all this talk about run makes me hungry.
We've talked about this on our podcast separately before, and even recently. You run so much, and this is a side effect of running for me. When is the last time you shit your pants?
Jesus Christ.
It's happened a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Like I don't know. Like definitely in the last year I've done it. Yeah.
I think you get one a year.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, it's an annual shit pant.
And it's like it's always like really close to my house. Where I'm like,
Thank God.
I'm like I can fucking make it. Because like if I'm not close to my house, I'll just go in the bushes or like like I won't actually shit my pants. But sometimes you're like in a residential neighborhood. There's nowhere to go.
You're out here in an HOA.
And like what do you do?
Yeah.
So, sometimes I'll just sit on a curb and just
waffle
shit right into the
storm
curb.
drains, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
there's
awesome.
nothing you can do. So,
I shit my pants once a year at least, but it's something that I remembered from basic training in Fort Benning, Georgia. They have a road called Wildcat Road, and the Army's PT standard back in my day was 2 mile. It was 2 minutes of push-ups, 2 minutes of sit-ups, 2 mile run.
Oh yeah.
And 2 mile running for me back then, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it.
yeah.
Maybe like a sub 16 minute. Or
Yeah,
something.
it was like 16:36 or something like that for the age range.
Yeah.
And so it's a down and back. It's out and back. So it's 1 mile there, 1 mile back. And it's the windiest, shittiest road. And I remember one morning, it was the last PT test I took in basic. All the veterans in our community now are just rolling their eyes like fucking basic training stories. I was like convinced that I was going to bomb this run, but I had to shit. And we're at the starting line, and they give you like 8 minutes to warm up or whatever. And me and my best friend were like, we both have to poop. And we ran over to the obstacle course and just took a surface shit on the planet.
Oh.
And then just like ran right after that. So like every single time I go on a run, there is a part of me that's like, this is the day I'm gonna shit.
No,
my
I've like
pants.
actually shit my pants where it's like actually in my running shorts, and then had to like just open them
You
up.
just open
and
them
they
up.
Just fell down.
Yeah.
Every once in a while it hits your shoe, and you're like,
Fuck. Yeah.
Not the shoes.
Right, that's
They're
the thing
so
that sucks.
expensive.
Not the actual poop leaving your body.
Yeah.
No,
It's
that's
just
the best part.
That feels
Yeah.
really good.
Oh my god, that's wild. Jesus.
Normally, I
You're
find
actually
a
a
bush.
racehorse.
Yeah.
You just fucking go.
Yeah, a cow. You know how it's just
Yeah.
just right down the back leg.
Yeah.
So on the
Jesus,
front
man.
cover of your book, which I'm super excited to read here, you're wearing a vest.
Yes.
And I can tell it's got water, it's got other things. What exactly are you carrying on you? Because ounces over miles equals pain.
Yeah.
So what are you sacrificing here? What are you carrying?
So it depends. Like in this one, it's like a race in Europe, and they have a mandatory list of all these things you have to carry for safety.
Okay.
So it'll be like you got to have pants and a jacket, and certain like extra 500 calories, and all these different things. For this 300 miler, they had a list of things you had to have: gloves and a hat and a beanie and all this stuff. But it was so hot; it was over 100 degrees for all the days that I ran it, that I was running with like 5 to 6 liters of water.
Oh my God.
So I had like a camel pack in the back that was 3 liters. These bottles are half a liter each, and then I wore an additional fanny pack that had another 2 liters in it as well, because you're going 21 miles, but not flat. 21 miles through the mountains, and it's 100 degrees.
Yeah.
And there's in the desert, there's
You're
no
cooked.
water anywhere.
Yeah.
Now in Europe, when you race, there's water everywhere because it's all coming down off the
'Cause
mountains.
it's Europe.
Yeah. And they have these little spouts and everything just coming straight out of the mountains, and you just have fresh.
That's dope.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
So you don't have to carry as much water, which is really nice because water weighs a lot.
Yeah.
But I would say in general, for 100 milers, my pack is normally probably about 8 pounds. And in the like 200 plus mile races, it's like 13 to 15
Good
pounds.
Lord.
Yeah.
Which 8 pounds doesn't sound like a lot, but then you put 4 pounds in each hand and then do this for 300 miles, you're probably
Well, but that's
tired.
what the vest
Yeah,
that you wear
yeah.
are supposed to disperse it across your shoulder.
They are, but it's a lot.
Still
300
carrying that
miles,
load,
dude.
man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
still a lot, man.
Yeah.
I've done those Tough Mudder races or the Warrior
Yeah,
Dash.
I've done a couple
I've done
Spartan
that, yeah.
races.
Those are really fun. I think it's a the last one I went into, I was like, I'm winning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which like don't go into those with that mindset.
Right.
These are couch to 5K people. Don't go in there trying to beat the soccer mom. It's not that cool. But I I really enjoyed those races. I am running the Boston Marathon this year.
Oh dang, you're fast.
I am not.
Oh, you paid to get in?
It's a charity thing. It's a charity thing.
So yes.
Yeah. So I'm running it on behalf of the American Heart Association.
Yeah.
I love those guys. A shout out to you guys. But that is in October.
Yeah.
I, again, have only ever run a half marathon. Luckily, I'm not one of those weirdos that put the 13.1 on the back of their car.
That's good.
Yeah,
Not yet.
13.1 times I've shit my pants. But how soon should I start prepping for that? As somebody who stays ready.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a coach, but I think
Bullshit.
I trained my son. We ran a marathon last year, and I think we spent like 5 months before, like he was running like, we started with 2 miles. Like that's how far he could run.
Yeah.
And we got him to marathon ready in like 5 months.
How many?
That's incredible.
How long is a marathon? Like
26.2.
2.2.
Okay.
Not
yeah.
typically always.
I'm over here like I did it. I'm over here like I did a 10K once, and that was fun.
Yeah.
Like apparently that's.
How many miles is a 10K?
I have no idea.
It's 6 and
6.2.
some change. Yeah.
McDonald's hamburgers.
I don't know.
A kilometer is 0.62.
Yeah, that's the worst part about running is like, you're like, oh, I ran 2 miles. And then like every runner's like, kilometers, brother.
That's
Like,
why,
yeah.
That's why I've been translating some of the ultra stuff into miles for you guys.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like,
Thank you.
really,
Yeah,
it's
thank
like
you.
I run a 50K, which is 31 miles. But
Yeah.
like, if I said a 50K, you guys would be like, oh.
Yeah.
But it is more cool because like I ran 300 miles, but really I ran 482 kilometers. Doesn't that sound better?
That sounds fucking badass.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah, you put that sticker on the back of your
Yeah,
car.
exactly.
The bigger number goes there.
I'm
That's-
still caught up on the analogy of you're basically going from restaurant to restaurant. Like
it is.
I'm just picturing like dudes bar hopping, but they're running to each fucking
There's
bar.
actually
Really
some
bar.
some
Yeah.
races that do that
yeah.
too.
Like, literally, I've been to races where they have a full bar.
Well, I was gonna ask,
Like-
when you're in the middle, like your body's going through all the crazy shit.
It.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
When
going
it's going
through
through it.
it.
Yeah. When you're in go mode in the middle of a race, is there? I'm sure it depends on the race and how you're feeling that day, but is there like a preferred? I really hope this station has blank.
Yeah. I mean,
Because it seems like based on the fact that McDonald's will have these,
Yeah.
bars will sponsor these, it doesn't matter what you put in your body while you're doing it.
right. No, I mean, I love pasta and I love tacos and.
Oh, my brother.
softer
Hell
crunchy.
yeah.
I mean, I'll do both, but
Okay.
I mean, normally at a race, soft, just because, like, if you hard, it
contained.
could cut your mouth and just
Yeah.
stuff
Now you're
like
annoyed
that.
and
Yeah,
hurt
yeah.
while you're running.
It's
Yeah.
easier to chew when you're like,
Yeah.
running really long. But like, yeah, Cocodona, they definitely have tacos and pasta, and I always look forward to it. Like
Nice.
at mile 105, there's like an amazing like penne, and then they have tacos like all throughout.
Just mile 105.
Imagine
whatever.
someone
Yeah.
telling you you can have amazing penne pasta, but you have to run 105 miles
I'm
first.
not, I'm not that hungry, actually.
Yeah.
It's
really.
on top of this mountain. You have
Yeah.
to
Of
course
climb
it
this
is.
huge
Of
mountain, and you get to the
course it's
top.
on a mountain.
Yeah.
You're hallucinating. You see Olympus. You're like, oh, that's it.
Can I run the risk of you ostracizing other people or other races? What is your favorite race that you've ran?
Probably my favorite it's called UTMB, and it's in Europe, and you run around Mont Blanc. There's a hiking trail called the TMB.
Okay.
And it literally circumnavigates the mountain of Mont Blanc, and the race just follows the same trail, but you do it continuously. Most people go and they'll hike like 10 miles a day, and it'll take them like 10 days, and they just hike from like little chateau to little chateau, and you hike 10 miles, you have some red wine, you eat some nice food, you sleep in a hotel, you wake up the next day and you do it again. We do it like straight. And so you start in Chamonix, France, and then you run into Italy, and then into Switzerland, and then back into France. So you get 3 countries, and it takes even though it's 170 kilometers, which is like 106 miles, but you have 33,000 feet of vert, which is a lot.
That is.
And that's up and down. So
Yeah,
33,000 up and down, and you're basically just climbing up a mountain, down a mountain, up a mountain. I think there's 11 mountains you climb.
I'm sure the down part feels good.
Oh, and it's the worst.
No,
Oh,
yeah, it's
yeah,
awful.
it's
On your
impact.
knees.
Super
It's
impact.
so because
Oh.
it's just so steep. Like the Europeans aren't big
yeah.
into switchbacks.
Yeah.
So like in America, where like we go up a mountain like this.
Yeah.
Europeans are like
Yeah.
And
They're
it just
efficient.
and it's like as you're going down, it's like roots and rocks and like all these things. So you can't even like
Just
run.
imagine you running past the people that are doing the red wine and the
Yeah,
hotels.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Filthy casuals.
Well, you see them like in the morning, like because the race starts at night, so you run all night, and then the morning comes, right? And it's like I think in the morning you're in Italy, and you're going up through this town, and all the backpackers with their big backpacks are just waking up, and they're like just starting their hike, and you're like 50 miles in, you're just all dirty and just broke off, and you're like, oh God, I wish that was you guys.
I love it.
In that same vein, that's your favorite. What has been the hardest race you have done? Whether that's one you've done multiple times and just one time it got you, or what was the one that was like, maybe I don't want to do this right now?
I mean, I think that 300 miler I just did was I mean, just because of the heat.
Yeah.
I think it was the hardest race I've ever done.
Dude, I saw that shit. That's why I messaged you. One more hour.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
Yeah, it was like I would say, yeah. I mean, I've DNF'd. I did Badwater, which is the like hot race, and I didn't make it, and that was pretty hard. But like this 300 miler, I left nothing on the field. I gave every part of my soul to finish that race, and it was really, really challenging.
Yeah.
So
I do want to talk about your hallucinations.
Yeah.
And that's a reoccurring theme for you.
Yeah.
I want to ask kind of a two-parter question. Is it based on the environment that do the hallucinations change based on where you are, or is it a consistent thing based on your mind? And what are some of your favorites?
Okay.
Better yet, sorry to cut you off. Before you get in, we're going to talk about that later on the after show. Thank you very much for watching the Hard Reset podcast. I'm Baddie. Anthony's here. Scotty. And please.
Andy.
This is great. Where can everybody find you and all the stuff you do?
And where can they purchase your book?
Yes.
Amazon. I self-publish, so unfortunately that's like the only place I can like get it out. But I also have it on audiobook, so it's on Spotify.
Did you read it?
I did.
Hell yeah,
and that was a terrible experience. one star on that. But yeah, and then like I said, I'm IamGlaze on Instagram and Glaze Runs on TikTok and YouTube and
all the places.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Awesome. We'll see you guys in the after show
We're gonna talk
over
about
on Patreon.
hallucinations.
We're going to talk about hallucinations.
And I have one last thing I'd like. Your best little like piece of advice you have, just a nugget of whatever you could leave with everybody to end the show.
yeah, I would say in running, if you feel good, slow down, and if you feel like shit, eat.
I love it.
Damn.
Beautiful. I love it.
Hell yeah.
All
Bye,
right.
guys.
Thank you. See you.